special Hurricane Florence coverage from WXII 12 News.
And this powerful storm absolutely drenching parts of the coast, and it is far from over. This is a live picture out of Wilmington where you can see the wind racing through the trees, and parts of the city of New Bern are underwater.
And Florence is now a Category 1 storm, but it remains fierce, and the storm is slow moving, and the eye is dangerously close to shore.
Our team of meteorologists is tracking Florence and what it means for us here in the Triad. And Brian Slocum leads our special coverage this morning. Brian?
Yeah, Carly Cassidy and I have been watching the storm. I'll go through the next little while. If we could switch to Weather 1, and we'll talk about where this storm is now. Making its way onshore. Landfall is happening as we speak. The eye wall is beginning to move onshore. It is not officially had made landfall yet. Once the center of the eye crosses a landfall point or moves over land, we're going to start, we'll call the landfall. That will likely happen a little bit later on this morning. But the outer bands lashing the coast, Topsail Beach, down there, Surf City, the strongest winds at the eye wall can muster are now beginning to move on shore. We've seen some very strong gusts and very heavy rains inundating the Sound along the coast, and with the wind gusts that have exceeded over 90 in many locations and even gotten above 105 at Fort Macon and Cape Lookout. Cape Lookout keeps reporting wind gusts over 90 miles per hour. They're getting absolutely hammered right about here. That's where Cape Lookout is. You can see the distance from the center of that storm. It is currently a Cat 1. It weakened a little bit due to some wind shear. The eye wall got a little ragged, but it has rapidly strengthened just before landfall, made whole and actually seeing some of the best convection we've seen along this storm. Still drifting west-northwest at 6. It was slowing down, but it's been maintaining its speed. A little bit wobbly as it begins to move closer to shore. Expected to take that southerly turn, weaken as it moves inland, and then be a weekend of rain for South Carolina and portions of our local area too from time to time, lifting to the north. Now rainfall will be substantial down to our south. We'll continue to see that developing. The storm surge up to 11 feet. We've seen a 10-foot inundation of water in New Bern already, 20 to 25 inches of rain along the coast with up to 40 inches. Hurricane winds at the coast are going to be very strong and damaging, especially along and east of I-95 as well as Highway 1. The impact here, 20 to 40 mile-an-hour winds with gusts to 50, heavy rain threat 5 to 10 inches on average, but foot totals, I can't rule that out, especially along our southernmost areas and the mountains, and that some of that rain is already beginning, starting to move into our eastern counties, Alamance and into Randolph. We're going to let Carly pick it up from there with more in your local forecast.
Thanks, Brian. Yeah, we'll start also with radar. What we were saying, just a little bit of that activity kind of making its way down here to the south. Do have that flash flood watch in place, though, all the way throughout the entire area, and really having it for 2 times, kind of cut in half here. And as Brian was talking about with the track, that's really why. It just kind of depends on the timing and also the setup with this system. So down for the southern half, that's when we're seeing goes through Sunday night and off towards the north, out towards the west, really into the mountains. That's where we're seeing it goes through about Tuesday, and because that's kind of going to trail back off towards the northeast and bring with it that second possibly round of the heavy rain. So here's a look at the rainfall forecast from one model, kind of showing all the way throughout the weekend into about next week by Tuesday time, showing anywhere from about 11 inches upwards about down up to 3, 5 for Burlington, 7.5 for Winston-Salem, upwards about 8 for Galax. Now we can't just look at these numbers and say this is exactly what we're going to get. Other models showing a little bit different, also definitely dependent on the track. So here's another model showing by Wednesday, still anywhere from about 5 up towards the north, 7 through Winston-Salem, and about 9 down through Asheboro and also down to the south here as well. Oh, there's a bug attacking me, sorry. And so we're going to be seeing anywhere possibly upwards in that 5 to 10 inches of rainfall, that range really as we go throughout into next week, and could be having some isolated higher amounts as well. So definitely need to keep an eye to this as we really just go throughout all the way through Monday and Tuesday of next week. Also have the wind impact, those gusty winds upwards about 50 miles per hour possible today, sustained around 30 miles per hour. So we'll continue to keep you updated and give you the latest on the track and all those rest of the details on the forecast in just a few minutes.
And our team coverage continues now on the coast.
Jared Hill is live in Wilmington this Friday morning. Jared, how are conditions there?
Hey guys, I couldn't hear the toss there because the wind really started to pick up. I think that we might be getting into a heavier squall out here. We are live in Wilmington, North Carolina, not near the water, which is the big concern there, but you can hear and see probably behind me. The wind is definitely picked up since we first started talking to you guys, I think about an hour or so ago. Out here in Wilmington, though, as I mentioned, the big concern is with the flooding, the storm surge, as well as the flooding from the rain, in particular with the Cape Fear River, which can flood anyway. But with all the rain that we're expecting, I believe that some of the estimates have been upwards of 40 inches, of rainfall. Right now, I'm just hearing that we are in the eye wall of this storm. This storm has made landfall, a Category 1 storm. The winds, as I mentioned, are picking up out here, and they're coming out here within the eye wall. So this is the storm is actually blowing right now. You can see us out here. The trees are blowing and whatnot. I haven't seen anybody out. It is early, although I did see one truck driving through maybe about 15 minutes or so ago. Otherwise, it seems like a lot of the people out here are heeding the warnings not to be outside. As we mentioned, the wind is picking up. We do have a safe location that we are very, very close to. So we're not just standing out in this storm. For anybody that's at home concerned about that, we do have a really safe location where we can get away from, especially if things get to be pretty bad out this way. Once again, rain is falling. There are some sounds, though, of wildlife out here. We hear a frog going. There have been some bugs even flying around out here, which is kind of a fascinating thing to see in the midst of all of this out here. All right, we're going to continue to keep an eye on what's happening out this way in Wilmington. But for now, Jared Hill, WXII 12 News.
And Jared, I want to clarify, you are in the eye wall, but it has not made landfall yet, but certainly you could see the winds just whipping around him. And if we can cut on, I know Brian just took a drink of water, but if we can cut on Brian's mic. Brian, clarify for us though, we actually have to get to our next report with Travis Mackle live in Myrtle Beach.
Yeah, Carly's got weather 3 up. She can navigate while I kind of talk over this. You can see on the storm itself, the eye is the center of the storm, the center point on the storm. And this storm does not make landfall until the center of that eye makes its way on shore. The eye wall is the strongest part of the storm, where the heaviest winds are, sometimes the heaviest rains, and that's moving through our coastal communities near Wilmington right now.
Okay, we'll check in with Brian in just a bit, but we have to get back to Travers live in Myrtle Beach right now. Travers, how are conditions there? Still pretty calm?
It's amazing, actually, Devontae. The rain is starting. The wind is picking up. It's crazy how things change just in a half an hour like that. But we're definitely feeling some of these feeder bands here in Myrtle Beach. Probably the worst weather we've gotten in the last 48 hours. We were just hit with some rain and some wind. Nothing serious yet, but that's expected to change later today, as this is going to be a wind, a rain, and a storm surge event for Myrtle Beach, South Carolina. Emergency leaders here want people hunkered down and sheltered in place, because they know when we hit daybreak, it's going to be rain nonstop, or it's expected to be rain nonstop throughout the course of the day. They do have power crews on standby. They are expecting to lose power in several parts of South Carolina, and they have boats on standby in case any type of high water rescue is needed. But for the first time in really 48 hours, we're starting to feel these effects of Hurricane Florence. Kim, Devontae.
All right, thank you, Travers, and we do have crews spread across the Piedmont Triad as well.
And wind is picking up in Randolph County. That's where Meredith Stutz is live this morning. Meredith?
Yeah, seeing what Travers and Jared are seeing on the coast, that's what they're anticipating later this weekend here in Randolph County. Not as the intensity, but certainly the wind that we are seeing and hearing picking up right now. We have seen it picked up all morning. It has already caused a tree to fall down here in Randolph County, but it has been clear. That's on WOW Road. We were told by police that happened earlier this morning. Now, we also know that the Emergency Management Center here is working and is running around the clock, making sure people have a safe place to call in if they need so. They have a 24-hour staff. They've added 911 callers, and just last night they opened up a new shelter. That's at the First Baptist Church here in Asheboro. They have 150 cots, so if you still need a place to stay going into this weekend, you might want to check that out. You are asked to bring medications and clothes and bedding if you do head on over there. But again, the wind is certainly picking up. It has dropped a little bit in temperature, so it's starting to get a little bit cooler as we head in later into this Friday. But we'll keep you updated as conditions worsen here in Asheboro. Reporting live, Meredith Stutz, WXII 12 News.
All right, thank you, Meredith. And now we're going to go over to Brian Slocum. You can even tell outside here, I mean, it's getting that more of a tropical feel.
Yeah.
The wind is picking up.
It's hard to believe, considering how humid it's been, that it actually feels a little more tropical outside. But yeah, as you look at radar, this is kind of the wide view of the storm. It was looking ragged. It's gone through several periods of weakening because of strong wind shear on one side of the storm or another. And Carly and I were watching this early this morning and noticed that the eye that was looking a little weaker, I mean, didn't see a lot lot of heavy rain wrapped around it, has really filled in, and especially on the western side as it's coming on shore. Heaviest rain, Jared's location near the Wilmington area. They had to evacuate Wrightsville Beach yesterday from here and then moving back this way. Conditions are certainly a little bit more rough as you get to places farther to the north, kind of in this location where the storm is making landfall. But the rainfall is kind of coming in from north to south in these locations. Heavy rain on top of that with the storm surge from the eye, which is right here, the center of that eye. As that begins to work its way onshore, they'll call landfall somewhere in North Topsail Beach, Surf City, probably over the next couple of hours. I would guess somewhere around mid-morning is when this is going to begin to come on shore. 8, 9 o'clock, maybe as late as 10, but probably earlier based on what we're seeing here on radar. So conditions over the area certainly looking a little rough. We do have tropical storm watches and warnings, more warnings than watches at this point, mainly for the inland locations. You often see these on the coast. It is kind of unusual to see them this far inland, but you're looking at winds gusting up to from 40 up to 70 miles per hour. Heavy rains in these locations, especially in the southern part of North Carolina into South Carolina. Hurricane watches kind of fill in the gap along the coastline. Hurricane warnings, I should say, with a watch down in the Charleston area. But this is where we're expecting inundated rains to move in, flash flooding, storm surge in the coastal regions, and that's going to continue for a while. Locally, the only advisory we have at the moment is a flash flood watch. It's for the Triad communities and southward through 8 o'clock in the evening, all areas west, all the way through Tuesday morning as the storm kind of zips to the south and then curves across our western counties. As far as our rain goes, there's a rain on radar eastern areas from Asheboro to Burlington, and it'll be a little bit showery as we go through the early part of the morning. We are expecting the chance for rain to increase later today, mostly south first and then gradually filling in the north. Where this rain line sets up remains to be seen, but the best chance for rain is going to be over our southern areas today. The winds will be whipping across the south near 100-mile-an-hour gusts. Even inland will be possible as the storm moves on shore. Our gusts will likely be just over 40 miles per hour, but for a couple of days that can cause some issues locally too. Temperatures lower 80s today, mid 70s for Saturday, Sunday, warming up a bit next week, but 5 to 10 inches of rain. We're still going with that possibility over the area. Higher totals possible south.
You are looking live right now at Wilmington, and our special coverage continues until 10 this morning and will be on the air throughout the day. We're going to have more incredible live images from across the state, and we've just been told that there are right now 280,000 people without power in our state, and that number is only expected to grow. We'll be right back.